And in this video, I wanted to discuss the marriage visa interview. What happens when things go bad? So typically couples prepare for the interviews, they bring their documents, they organize everything per the list to verify that it's a bona fide marriage. But sometimes we end up in an interview with an officer that doesn't see eye to eye to the same to the situation. Could be some issues with what the client said, maybe some inconsistencies for whatever reason. So what happens? At the end of the interview, if the officer is not able to make a decision, they'll send the clients home and say, wait, and let's wait for the decision in the mail. Well, maybe 30 days pass and we get a notice of intent to deny. Most jurisdictions, unless it's a very clear issue where they don't believe the couple, they'll send a notice of intent to deny, and typically we'll have 30 days to respond to that. That notice, we may explain some of the inconsistencies. We may be able to provide the officer more evidence to convince them that it is a bona fide marriage and it was just a misunderstanding that happened during the interview. And what happens after those 30 days? We respond and the case gets denied. Well, when the case gets denied, in most jurisdictions, we're able to file a motion to reopen. In that motion, we even put further evidence. We try to explain further, try to reconcile the differences and further evidence that can support the case. If after that motion it's still denied, typically if no action is taken on the part of the applicants, the case will move to immigration court, and at some point a notice to appear will be sent, and at that point the couple will have a chance to argue the case before an immigration judge. At that point, we can bring more evidence, maybe witnesses, and try to convince the judge that it is a bona fide marriage and that foreign immigrants should not be deported. In many cases where we have couples that we work with and we feel that the service was not justified in the decision to deny, sometimes I'll recommend for the couple to refile the case. When they have all the evidence, they still live together, they intend to stay in the same, in the relationship or in the same household. Sometimes it makes sense to refile before the notice to appear comes from the court, because once you end up in court, it's impossible to file the 485, the adjustment of status. Again, every case is different, but when things go wrong, there are ways to deal with it. There are ways to explain to the service it's not the end of the world. We strongly advise clients to either speak with their own attorney or get a second opinion as to what's going to happen. And again, as long as you're still in a committed relationship and it's a bona fide marriage, there are ways to solve the situation. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in your comments. And thank you for watching our video. We look forward to seeing you in our next videos.